Hello friends, welcome to TestingShala YouTube channel. In this video, you will be learning 10 tips. I'm going to give 10 important tips. If you follow those 10 tips, definitely you can make successful API testing. Before moving further to understand what are those 10 tips, if you have visited TestingShala YouTube channel for the first time, then please click on subscribe and bell notification so that all our future videos related to software testing will be in your inbox. That would help you to enhance your software testing skills. So let us move on and understand what are those 10 important tips can help you to become successful in API testing. The first tip is you should gather all the API testing requirements. Means you should understand the requirements very much properly, and you should gather all the relevant requirements for performing the API testing. That is the first tip you should know for performing API testing. That means requirement gathering or a requirement understanding to understand what is all about API, what are the things you will be testing as part of the API testing, what are the things you are going to test in that API, everything you should gather the requirement. That would be the first important tip you should follow in order to be successful in API testing. The second is for every API which you are going to test, for every API which you are going to test, you should know what is the expected outcome from those API tests, because without knowing what is the expected outcome, definitely you cannot write the API test cases. You should know, because you need to validate at the end of the API test whether this API test has met the requirement or not. Hence, you should know what is the expected outcome from the API test. Then only you can write detailed test cases to test that API. This is the second important tip. The third tip here is the bottom-up approach. Do not take up any complex API test to test that API. Pick the small APIs which are very small in nature and start building your API test from those small API tests to bigger API test. So in that way, you will be knowing the complete process to test the API test. So this is the way you should adapt. Start with the small API test, maybe 2 or 3 lines of code of API. Then you will be start increasing the your test towards complex nature. So hence I am calling here it as a bottom approach, where you will be start working from the small components and you start building towards bigger APIs. So that is the third tip you should follow to make API testing very successful. The fourth is use all the test technique to generate the API test. Use testing technique means there are like positive test cases you should create, negative test cases you should create, boundary conditions you should validate. Means in order to generate the boundary conditions, there are various techniques you can adopt to generate the test data to test the boundary conditions and so on, right? Use the relevant testing techniques which can be usable for API testing that could enhance your test cases to find out more issues in the API. Hence, this is the fourth important tip that you should follow that guarantees that it would be a successful in API testing. The fifth is always look for API automation, because doing manual is very tedious task, especially for API testing, because you will be writing a code in API testing. You cannot just depend on manually all the time, right? Hence it is always good to move towards API automation and using the right set of tools that would help to enhance your way of doing API testing. You can speed up your API testing activities. This is the recommendation I'm going to make, is bring automation as early as possible. Once you start building small test cases, then when you move towards complex test cases, by that time you should start bringing API automation. This is the fifth important tip. The sixth important tip here is especially in terms of test management here, because as you add up API test cases, your test suite becomes very complex in nature, because you will be adding thousands of test cases. That means you should categorize the test cases based on the feature or module perspective, which you normally do in test management tools, where manual test cases are ordered based on the feature or module wise. Similarly, try to categorize all the API test cases in an appropriate categorical way. In that way, it would be very easy to maintain the API tests. And also it is very easy to maintain or debug these API test cases if you put it in a categorical way. Let us move on to the seventh important tip here is adopt functional testing. The first thing here is in API testing, because API testing is also in a functional testing type, you should adopt all the procedures and process of functional testing, just to ensure that you can write the good test cases to break the APIs. Then eighth is, apart from functional testing, you should also look for non-functional test. Apart from functional testing, you should also look for non-functional test, where you will be validating such as performance aspects of the API, security testing aspects of the API. You should concentrate on both functional testing as well as non-functional testing to become a successful in API testing. Let's say you just concentrate on functional testing. Let's say your API can be hacked by somebody outside your system, then it is a very dangerous affair. Hence, you should also talk about security testing. You should also look on performance aspect of the API. Let's say thousands of people started accessing these APIs, then still API should be able to respond back to the requester in an effective manner. So hence, you should also concentrate, apart from functional testing, you should also concentrate on non-functional test. This is the eighth important tip. The ninth one is similar to any other testing activities, similar to testing any other area, you should also define an entry and exit criteria for API testing as well, because there is no end to keep doing testing whole life, right? Hence, in order to start the API testing, what all the criteria you should meet, so that once you meet that criteria, then you will be starting your API testing, and once certain exit criteria is met, then you are going to stop the API testing. Hence, this is also very crucial. You should define your entry and exit criteria for doing API testing. The 10th and the last one is run API test daily, because once you bring an automation by click of button, you should be able to run all the API tests in a click of button. You can run these tests because these tests run in a background, not in the UI mode. It is very easy to run every day on daily basis, so that you can get the results and you can pass on to the development team. They can review the test cases and see which area really the code has been broken, so that they can fix those issues, right? Hence, the running API test daily is very important. So these are some of the 10 important tips which I am able to recommend for you to adopt in your API testing, that would help you to enhance your API testing, and it can be a successful API testing when you completely adopt all these 10 tips. I hope you are able to get the complete knowledge on how to make API testing very successful. If you enjoyed watching this video, then please click on like button, and if you have visited TestingShala YouTube channel for the first time, then please click on subscribe and bell notification, so that all our future videos related to software testing will be in your inbox. That would help you to enhance your software testing skills. Thanks for watching this video. Bye for now. Take care.